Hey Fritz.
Hey Dad.
How you doing?
Good.
So what are we doing?
Playing Xplane.
We're playing Xplane again. So we are doing another lesson, right Fritz? In Xplane. So last time, what did we work on last time?
Turning.
Turning and the rolls, right? So that the roll this way, right?
The rolling.
The rolling. So this episode, what we're going to do, Fritz, is altitude, right? Altitude and pitch up and down, right? To get a little bit more altitude. So altitude means what? What does altitude mean in the 7-year-old speak?
How high it is.
How high it is off the ground, right? The altitude from here to here. And it's not always off the ground because this ground, is this table on the ground? No, it's up, right? So the plane does have altitude even though if it's sitting right here, right? Mm-hmm. And we have a perfect place to demonstrate altitude, don't we?
Yep.
Where is that? What is it?
At Mount Everest.
At Mount Everest. So we are going to use a glider on Mount Everest, right? Mm-hmm. And the glider doesn't have all of the instruments, but it does have the altimeter, okay? So we are going to learn how to use the altimeter at Mount Everest with a glider, right? Mm-hmm. All right, ready? All right, let's go play.
Awesome.
So we're back, and this is the plane that we're going to pick, the ASK-21. That comes with the demo, but we are in a different location, right, Fritz?
Mm-hmm. If the demo doesn't have.
Yeah, the demo doesn't have this location, but you can always go there, and let me show you all the things that we have here. What we're going to do is go up to local map.
Local map?
Or select global airport. This will work. And the airport that we're going to select is VNLK. That is in Nepal. All right? Mm-hmm. And this is actually a texture map that I got online for this airport. So this is not come with the game on its own actually. All right? And Fritz, you notice this is our glider and we're on the ground because we got no engine, right? Mm-hmm. We have no engine, so we're going to need to set ourselves up in the air, right?
Wow, the wheels are really tiny on
yeah.
this thing.
And all we have here is an altimeter. This is the altimeter. Mm-hmm. And this is the vertical speed indicator. That's that thing that says that if you're going down or going up, right? And right now we're not moving anywhere. But look at this altimeter. Like, what does it remind you of?
No.
Does it remind you of anything? Uh-uh. Doesn't look like anything?
What?
This doesn't remind you of anything?
Clock.
A clock. Okay, it's a clock. It looks like a clock, right?
Except it has no
yeah,
12 or 10.
but we're right now,
11.
Fritz. We're at almost 20,000 feet. Did you know that? So high up, yeah. Cause see, there's the one right there. Actually, no, sorry. It's almost at 10,000. See this tick right here would be the tick to go to 10,000, 20,000. And so see how the clock is almost at 10? See, it's at 9. So if this big hand goes all the way around again, then it would be at 10, and then it would be at 10,000 feet. So we're at 9,150 or so feet. Isn't that a lot? Mm-hmm. So we're not, yeah, we're on the mountain. So we're going to, and this little thingy right here just shows us where the wind is, this little string stuck on the end of the aircraft. Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to put us up here, and we're going to go local map. And
let's put us at...
this is Mount Everest up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because I want to click and move myself, so I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag myself over here. Right, I think that's Mount Everest. It's either that one or this one. One of these is K2, and one of them is Mount Everest. Right.
All right.
And well, yeah, we need to rate because we're on the ground. We're sitting on the ground at the moment at 20,000 feet. Look, it's at the very ground level. Look at the feet. Look how they go up.
Yeah, I see.
So if I sit it at the tippy top, it's almost at 30,000 feet. So 25.
I want to see what happens.
You see what happens if we let go?
Yeah, without like dropping or anything.
Ah. I don't think it works.
I think we have to lower.
Yeah, that didn't work. We need to go back. Okay, let's go back.
Let's put it.
And where did it throw us? Way over here. It's over here. Okay.
All right. So, lower your feet a little bit.
No, we're gonna. You mean raise it?
No, lowers it.
No, you raise it 30,000 feet. All right. So this is what would be like and we're gonna start on the Chinese side. This is China over here, and over here is the line, right? See where the mountain goes? This is Nepal, and so what we're gonna try to do.
I want to land on the very tippy top of the mountain.
Okay, well we'll see. And what I'm gonna try to do is make it all the way back. The airport is this, but there's a couple other airports over here, so maybe we can make it. I don't know. This is really the airport, but there's no ILS, there's no electronics to help us land or anything like that. All right, so we're over here. We're gonna overfly Mount Everest on the Chinese side, right, with the glider, and we're gonna learn everything about altitude. Whoa! I forgot to put any speed.
Yeah, that's how you get your speed.
We gotta drop down a little bit. Is this Everest? I guess it looks different from the other side.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oop. No, I don't want the planet map. Look over here, local map. It was either this or that one. We flew right to it earlier.
Maybe I should have checked where we were. But I want to see,
Right
like,
there.
I want to land right on top of the tippy top.
We're gonna land on the tippy top.
Right, whoa. I want to land on the tippy top of that thing and go down.
Well, we can. I put us a little too high. Alright, so here's the lesson, Fritz. And this is just a glider, so there's no engine in it, right? You're just sitting on it. And the lesson for today is altitude, right? And so right now, let's look at I'm looking at the altimeter, and are we going up or going down?
Going down.
Are we going down? Are you sure we're going down, or are we going up in altitude?
I don't know. I think we're going up.
Well, take a look at the vertical speed indicator. This guy right here.
We're going down.
Okay.
Now we're going up.
Okay, so the vertical speed indicator is like our best friend, right, Fritz? So I'm trying to keep my altitude exactly the same, right? Am I doing it?
Kind of.
Okay.
Now you're doing it.
Now I'm doing it, right?
Now you're dropping.
Now I'm dropping.
Oh,
all right, so this
whoa.
tells you in hundreds of feet per minute. So in a minute, I will raise up by 500 feet if I keep it at the 5, right? And if I go down, then I will drop altitude. Oh, I'm dropping altitude at 15 feet a second, or at 1,500 feet per minute, right?
And then you go to 20.
So then at 20, I mean, that's really dropping down. We might not want to do that, right? So the whole point with altitude in this whole lesson is that sea level is what, Fritz? What is sea level at? Do you know? Remember what sea level is at? What altitude sea level is supposed to be at? Sea level is supposed to be at 0. Okay, but there might be water, like there's like little ponds and stuff down there. Does that mean that that's sea level?
No.
No. Why not?
Because it's on the mountain.
Because it's on a mountain, right? So just because you're in the plane, does it mean that you can go down to your altitude means 0? Anywhere you're at?
If you control the part in water on a special plane that can go on water, yes.
Yeah. Well, okay. My point is that Fritz, unless if you're near the coastline where the sea level is 0, you can't go anywhere. You know, like if you go down too far, you'll hit the ground because most places on Earth are actually above sea level. Yeah. Does that make sense?
But if you
they're not at the very bottom.
If you go on like water and you're
Yeah.
in a special plane that has like floaters, you can land on the water.
Yeah.
And then
You can't land on water. So this is our glider gliding over Mount Everest,
That's
right, Fritz?
huge wings.
It's huge wings. You know, and this brings us into the next lesson. This is going to be the next episode, is we're going to be doing taking off in the next episode. Okay? And the next episode is all going to be about lift.
Lift. And then after that, we
Lift
have
and
some
taking
fun.
off. Lift and taking off, right? Because, and this plane needs a lot of lift, right? Why do you think this plane needs a lot of lift?
Because it doesn't have an engine.
Well, it doesn't have an engine, for one, right? There's no engine. and this will keep us up in the air, right? For longer.
For a longer time, until we start dropping. Cause like
see my ailerons.
Cause if we drop, air pushes us back up, and it's kind of like a bounce. It's kind of like you bounce really high up on a trampoline, but you bounce up and down for a while.
Yeah.
If you bounce like really high and back on the trampoline, you're like.
So yeah.
Or like a bouncy ball.
So we're gonna be doing the next episode. We're gonna be looking at landing, right? So in this episode, and these are in very, very small, manageable units, right, Fritz? And we already talked about rolling, right? Rolling, and of course, this what instrument is missing off of here? Do you notice? Where's our artificial horizon? I don't see one.
There is no one.
There is no one. We have to use the real horizon in this plane, right? So to keep straight, you have to use the real horizon in this plane. But it does have an altimeter, and it does have the vertical speed indicator. Those are the main two important ones. And the other important one this one has is our just basic speedometer right here in knots, right? And of course, green means you're good. Yellow means you're going a little too fast, and red means you're going way too fast. You'll probably break up. But the way to gain altitude in this plane is we'd have to go down to get some speed, right? Build some speed up. We're going to lose altitude going down, though, right? But we gain some speed. But now we can go up a little bit. But if we go up too much, then we stall out, right? And we have to get into future episodes. We'll talk about stalling out. In real flight lesson episodes, Fritz, they start with stalling first because it's a safety thing. But I find that kind of hard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We want to do the harder things last.
Yeah, we're going easy stuff first. All right, so look, there's some water right there. See? So how do you like gliding through
I haven't got to do
the mountains?
This one yet. Well, maybe you should pause off and let me do it.
You want to pause off and let you do it?
Just pause the thing.
That sounds like fun.
Cause I wanna.
You ready to practice your altitude?
Yep.
Oh, I've got actually. You know what? Here we go. Let me look at this guy right here. Let me zoom in. Okay. Remember those big marks to read the clock? All right. Are we above 30,000 feet or less than 30,000 feet?
Less.
Okay, less. Because you see the big little tick mark right here? Where's my mouse? Where's my mousy mouse? There you go.
Let's pause the thing.
Trying to...
Let's pause the thing.
Okay, see that right there?
Yeah, let's pause this thing so we don't crash.
Oh, that's right. Let me pause it. Hold on a second. Okay. So let me zoom in. So you can read this clock. Okay? It's like a clock, but with altitude. All right? So this big tick right here would mean these are in big tens, right? 10,000, 20,000. So we're a little less than 30,000 feet, right? It's almost there. And we look at this guy, right? It's at 9,700 and maybe 20 or something, because this would, the half would be 50. So we're at 29,720 feet, right? That's how we read that clock. All right. So I'm going to give this to you, Fritz, and I want you to do something for me.
What?
I want you to try to get me at an altitude of, let's see, 20,000 feet. Can you think you could do that? All right, so let's pause off. Let's move. Unpause me. Well, you might want to see where you're going too, because you don't crash the plane.
Because I don't see the artificial horizon.
You don't have any. Yeah, you don't have any horizon. So here, zoom back out a little bit. Okay. Now, can you descend? Because you're gonna have. You're gonna have to go down, right?
This is down.
That's down. And how do you know you're going down?
It's going.
Well, you're pointing the plane down, but what instrument's telling you you're going down?
The altitude and
the vertical speed indicator. Well, now you're not. You're going up. So you got to keep going down, right? So we can get to 20,000 feet.
There's 20,000 feet. Are you happy?
No, that's not 20,000 feet.
Where where's 20,000
No,
feet?
you're at 29,000 feet.
Where's where's 20,000 feet?
Well, look at the clock. Look at the altimeter.
All right, is that 20,000 feet?
No, that's 29,000 feet. See the big hand on it?
Oh.
See the big hand? Now it's at exactly 29,000 feet. So you'd have to drop how many feet you need to drop to get to 20,000?
Nine more.
9 more thousand, right?
Mm.
So here we go.
All right, this thing's getting really fast.
Well, that's okay. We're just doing this for example. Because this is exactly, well, now you're at what? What are you at now? You are at 28,000 feet. Do you see? Can you read the clock now? Here, pause it.
Yes, 28.
And zoom in. All right, see, this says you're not at 30,000 yet, the big thingy, right? And the big hand is at 8 and at 0. So you're at 28,000 feet. Okay?
Okay.
So how many more feet do you need to drop to get to
8.
20,000 feet? Okay. All right, so unpause it, and you need to drop your 8,000 feet. If you can. You're actually pushing it down, right? Because it's wanting to go up.
All right, this is gonna be a long time. You know what, Dad? I think for 20,000 feet, it's kind of bad in the mountains. Because in this game, the plains are a lot bigger than the textures than they would be to the textures. So I think it's bad to do 29,000 feet. I mean,
Well, I don't.
20,000 feet.
Well, I don't think it's a problem. There's no texture issue. The problem is the mountain higher than 20,000 feet?
Woo. See.
Why don't you go up just very slowly so you drop speed? You're at a kind of a danger zone. And these gliders, it's pretty cool, right? It wants to stay up a long time. Okay.
It's gonna be like a bouncy ball. It's gonna bounce up and down.
Well, you know what? Let's see what. Okay, pause it. Now, can you read that altimeter? And tell me how high are you right now? And zoom in if you need to zoom into it. Do you know how to zoom in? Okay. Because according to this, you are dropping by 20, right? So you're going down pretty high. So you're in between. What does the big mark thing say? You're in between.
About 50. Say that.
50,000? There's not 50,000.
I mean, 25.
Okay, so you're at 25, and then what is this one? Then this guy say you're at 25.
And
That's 25 in what? 25,000. 25,000.
And 50,000.
Okay, so you're at. So according to this mark, so it's like getting covered up, right? So you're in between the 20 and 30,000. So we know we're at 20,000 feet. Then we add 5, right? So 25,000 feet, and then now how many hundreds?
There were
2
200
and a half.
2,500.
Okay, so 25,200 and what's half of 100? 50.
50.
Okay,
feet.
so we're at 25,000.
250
feet. Okay. So before we get to the ones that use like a dial and it tells us the amount, right? Some of the planes will tell us, but this is how to read this, because we're going to need to know how to do this for taking off and landing. Did you know that? Because it's going to say you need to go up to exactly 1,000 feet above ground level, stuff like that. Right. So, you think we're good with this lesson?
Well, I haven't got to that point.
Oh yeah. You need to practice more. But I think everybody else is good. Like, your homework for today, everyone, is to practice, right? So practice going to an altitude with your location map, right? So if you go to location map, look, it shows us our track we did. Look at this wacky wild track
it shows us the track that we do.
We flew over the mountains. Cool. And then over here, somewhere in here, we can tell how many how many feet above ground level it is. How close are we getting to one of these airports? You know, I bet you we could almost make it to one of them. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
We could make it to the Gorek ship, I'm sure. Right there. All right, y'all. We will see y'all for the next episode, which is what are we doing in the next episode? Taking off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to take off, right? All right, so we will see y'all later, right, Fritz?
Bye.
Bye.